Good evening. I found out about 5 o'clock today that I would have the incredible honor of introducing Senator Fran Pavley. Unfortunately, our wonderful chair of the board, Rick Zuber, was unable to attend only because his sister had very serious surgery today and he didn't feel that he could leave her. So on behalf of all of us at the board of California League of Conservation Voters, I would like to tell you what a privilege it is to introduce one of the most outstanding environmental and climate change champions in California and the nation, Senator Fran Pavley, a native Angelino who has spent her lifetime living and working in Los Angeles and Ventura counties as a parent, a teacher, and an elected official. In 1982, Fran became the first mayor, and I think the youngest mayor in the country, of the city of Agoura Hills, where she served for 4 terms on the city council. And in 2000, with CLCV's endorsement, she was elected to the California State Assembly, where she served 3 remarkable terms, and then was elected to the California State Assembly in 2008. And currently, she represents about 1 million people in the 27th district, which includes parts of Los Angeles and Ventura County. As you've heard from Sarah, during her time in the Assembly, Fran authored Assembly Bill 1493, also known as the Pavley Law, which became the model for national vehicle emission standards, and Assembly Bill 32, the Global Warming Solutions Act, the nation's first cap on greenhouse gas pollution. And both laws have become models for other states and indeed for other nations, spurring innovation and job growth in clean technology, renewable energy, energy efficiency, and other sectors. And in 2010, President Obama implemented national clean car standards modeled on Fran's AB 1493. And the President has personally thanked Senator Pavley for this work, and I'm sure that when they're in Paris together, he'll continue to thank her for not only the initiatives that she's taken in California, but in the nation, and hopefully this will be a resounding message throughout the world. So I think it's pretty clear that Fran has an amazing, amazing legacy to leave us. And I just want to say that as a mother and a grandmother of 4 amazing young women and men, that I feel that future generations are going to have a lot to thank Fran Pavley for. I know I do. And it's a privilege to introduce and to give this award to my former state senator, my longtime friend, and a friend of all of us in California who care about future generations. So please welcome Fran Pavley.
Good evening, everyone. How many of you have ever met Byron Scheer, former state senator? I see about 5, 6 hands. I'm going to say something because this is the Byron Scheer Lifetime Achievement Award, and you should know who Byron Scheer is because that's really his legacy I'm honoring here tonight, and looking forward to new people being elected who will continue in that regard. So Byron Scheer was one of my environmental heroes. He served for 24 years in the legislature. Our terms overlapped by 4 years. He had about 16 years in the Assembly, another 8 years in the State Senate. Term limits kicked in. He chaired the Environmental Quality Committee, chaired the Budget Subcommittee. He was an amazing, some of the key environmental issues that you think of as common sense today were quite an achievement to get through. He established the Integrated Waste Management Act to put in those recycling standards. You know, it was an all-out fight when they suggested that all cities and counties could reduce their waste stream by 20%. I remember I was a council member and mayor at the time. I thought, how are we going to do that? That was easy. We're now past 50% and looking forward to that 75% goal. He was a hero on reducing exposure to toxics, started the concept of producer responsibility and take-back programs for computers. He's done a lot to preserve redwood forests up on the North Coast. One thing you may not associate with him was some of the early work on climate change. In 1998, he requested a study be done on impacts to California on climate change. 1998. This is that pre-Al Gore, right? Then he carried the bill establishing the California Climate Registry and a voluntary reporting of greenhouse gas emissions. Helped put in the protocols where many businesses voluntarily started reporting their greenhouse gas emissions, which turned out to be a really smart business decision because they had established a baseline. And fast forward when AB 32 was passed in 2006, there was some credit for those early actions and doing the right thing. So Byron Shear was a real hero of mine. He also, he and I enjoyed traveling together. One time we went to Munich, Germany, we were talking about cars. The car bill had just passed, so every car manufacturer wanted us to go look at cars for some reason. So it was on internal combustion engine, hydrogen cars, and everyone was driving around testing these cars on a Munich racetrack. And he was embarrassed, and so was I. We were in these big SUVs. Of all things, you know, we thought this was a mixed message, but I promised him that no one would ever know, and I don't think there were any pictures taken. So he was really a legacy. If you go to Sacramento today, it's not by accident that the EPA auditorium is named Byron Shear Auditorium, and there are plaques out by redwood trees. So to just follow in his footsteps is a real honor and a tribute to his legacy, and one that I'm happy that I've done a reasonably good job in moving that torch forward. I wanted to also take this opportunity to thank all my friends with CLCV. Now, a lot of you were around in 2000, I know that, and have been not only supporters of mine, but supporters of a healthy environment and made a lot of good work in that regards. So it wasn't just about cleaner cars, but also cleaner beaches or environmental education initiatives. We've collectively done an amazing amount of work. So to all of you in this room, thank you very much. And also thank you to the sponsors through CLCV over the years. You can't elect good candidates without the support and engagement of an organization like the League of Conservation Voters. It made a real difference in my race. I'm a teacher by trade. We don't self-fund. And so that early endorsement and support from CLCV really made a difference. I'm looking for candidates that are going to run to put the environment first. We get a lot of people that are good votes on the environment. We need champions. We need champions in the Assembly, champions in the Senate. People not only will stand up to those powerful interest groups, but it's more than that. You have to build relationships in your respective houses of the legislature. You have to work with agencies. We pass bills, and Mary Nichols here, she's here tonight. She can tell you legislators pass bills, governors sign bills, but the agencies implement the bills, right? They do the hard work that lasts sometimes decades of involvement. And so I'm looking for those champions who are going to go up there, give it their best each and every day. I had the pleasure of serving 13 years. I have one more year to go. And I know this is a Lifetime Achievement Award. I joked with some of my friends that meant I'm done. No, I think I'll use it as an inspiration to carry on this good fight. So thank you all for joining me in those efforts.